Hey guys, it's Kelly. Welcome back to The Squad. So last week I put up a haul on Instagram from a thrift store, and I took a poll and said, would anybody like to see how I shop for clothing at thrift stores and sort of what are my tips and tricks? I got an overwhelming response, yes. So here I am. I have a lot of thoughts. I don't have them in any particular order, so I'm going to try to make them make sense and sort of be cohesive. If you are kind of on the fence about secondhand shopping, I do have a video of that. It's my first video and I will link it down below. Like I said, it's the first video that I ever put up, and it's sort of just trying to encourage people to do this way of shopping. The first thing that I would say is sort of to know your style going into it. Know what patterns look good on you, know what colors you naturally gravitate towards, know what fabrics you like, know what you like to feel whenever you're wearing your clothes. So taking all of that into consideration, if you don't know those things, look at what you already have in your closet. There's a pretty good chance that you like something in your closet. Look at what you like and figure out why. Is it because of the color? Is it because of the pattern? Is it because it's really soft? Is it because it's really flattering on you? Okay, so that would be my first point. Then, whenever you go in the thrift store, let yourself naturally gravitate towards what you will. Sometimes I think we can get a little discouraged because it's like, well, I'm pulled towards the same things over and over again. Well, there's probably a reason for that. It's probably because you like it. It's probably because it looks good on you. So while there's something to be said about sort of getting outside of your comfort zone and trying new things, it's also okay to like what you like. So just keep that in mind. On that same vein, learn to appreciate certain styles, but figure out and recognize and shop for your own. I mentioned this in that why I shop secondhand video, but thrifting is a good way to try out different styles. And a lot of times you can look at something and appreciate the beauty of it, but when you get that item and this item and this item all together, it really looks sort of hodgepodge. So learn to appreciate different things, but figure out what it is that you really like, and you may even need to write it down, but you'll start to see a pattern, and that will be helpful in your shopping. Also, another thing that I wanted to mention is if it's overwhelming to you to define your style, just keep in mind your style could be defined as simple as something that you feel looks flattering on you, something that you look good in. You don't have to necessarily have a term that you put with it, like I have a girly style, or I have a classic style, or I have a modern style. If that's a little bit too intimidating for you, if those words are kind of hard for you, you don't have to do that right now. Just figure out what you like and go with that. Once you get in the store, okay, so you know what you like, you might know what you're looking for. Also, it's important to keep an open mind. So you may go in looking for a long sleeve shirt or a sweater, but once you get in, you might find a really nice jacket. And honestly, I've said this before, secondhand shopping really isn't that much different than regular shopping. Just think about it. You go to Target, you know what you're looking for, or you don't know what you're looking for, and you see something that inspires you. Exactly the same with thrifting, exactly the same with yard sales. Sometimes you know exactly what you're on a mission for, and then sometimes you're sort of open. So be open, not to the point that you buy something that you don't need, but be open to the possibility of finding something that's not on your list. And the good thing about that is these items are going to be significantly lower than retail value. So it's sort of that when you see something that's a good deal, stock up on it. You know, when you talk about grocery shopping, it's sort of that concept, but applied to clothing. Okay, so you've let your eye gravitate towards what it naturally will. You have found a couple of pieces. You've got them in your hands. Now what do you do? Okay, well, my first recommendation would be to give the pieces a good look over. The things that you're looking for, number one, would be stains. Number two would be little tiny holes that might be from moths. These are just little tiny holes. You've probably seen them before. And the third thing I would say would be look for pills on the fabric. My recommendation to you as a general rule is don't buy projects. Don't buy a piece of clothing and think, I'm going to get this stain out, I'm going to get these pills off, I can patch these holes. Sometimes that's fine, and I do that from time to time. You will see me do it. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen me do it before. But as a general rule, I try not to do that because you never know. Maybe the original owner tried to get that stain out. Maybe they tried to get the pills off, so just keep that in mind. The next thing, and this is really, really big for me, try the clothes on. I cannot stress this enough. When you go to a thrift store, the items have been worn before, they've been washed before. Unless you find something new with tags, these things have been through the wash. And so that means that they might be a little misshapen. They might have shrunk, which also can be a good thing because you pretty much know that whenever you're buying something from the thrift store, it's probably not going to shrink anymore. I never buy anything retail without trying it on, and I'm the exact same with thrifting because you just can't tell. And most of the time with thrift stores, you are not going to be able to return the items. Oh, one important thing that I would say is to pay attention to not only the material but the washing instructions. Know yourself and know how willing you are to go to a dry cleaner. I am not willing to go to a dry cleaner often. I'm not willing to pay for a dry cleaner often. So if you find a piece that is dry clean only, just sort of keep that in mind. I speak from experience. I've bought a couple of pieces, brought them home, then realized they were dry clean only, or washed them in my machine, dried them, and then knew that something wasn't quite right about the way it felt. Looked at the tag, and sure enough, it was dry clean only. One of my last tips would be just to go often. If you're able to go often, just do, take 20 or 30 minutes and just look through the racks and see what you can find. New items are coming in every day, so most thrift stores have a pretty high turnover rate, especially if it's one that's pretty popular. All right, well, I think that pretty much sums it up. So again, if you guys just keep an open mind, know your style, know what you're looking for, and try the things on and really give them a good once over before you take them home. I think that you're going to find some good things. So I hope this helps, and I will be talking to you guys soon. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so. I like making videos about secondhand shopping and our life as a family. All right, guys, I'll be talking to you soon. Bye.